What's up, guys? I have a deck profile today on my Spellbooks, or Prophecy, whichever you'd like to refer to them as. And let's just get right into this and not waste any of your time. I play 3 Priestess, and then the reason I play 3 is because I'm not playing Temperance, I'm not playing World or any of that, because I feel like it's kind of bad, specifically for this format because of artifacts being a thing. But I mean, it's got strong matchups against other things, so I guess I can see an argument against it. But I feel like this version is a lot more consistent in Temperance. And 3 of your boss monster, you know, screw Priestess, this guy gets your plays going, and it is a phenomenal card to have. 3 Justice. Justice is the consistency maker. I mean, at end phase, you banish her and add a Priestess and a Spellbook card, Spellbook spell card, anyway, and it just sets you up for next turn to just go off. I mean, typically, unless you're just sitting on a terrible hand. 1 Breaker. I chose this as my one-of instead of Kaiku or Effect Veiler or anything of the sorts, because I feel like Breaker is great to bait out back row, also to destroy back row, and mainly to just become that big 2900 beater that can just plow over anything. So that's my monster lineup. Moving on to the spells. I play 1, 2, 3 Secrets. That is an obvious thing because this is the best spell of the deck, and it just gets the ball rolling. There's really nothing else you can say about the card. Secrets is Secrets. If you know the deck, you know what it does. 2 Master. Master's great at 2. 1 is definitely not enough, and having 3 is just a little too much for my likings. But you guys can play around with it and see how it works, and tell me down below. 2 Eternity. Eternity is great at 2 because it helps you cycle through things quicker. Having just the 1 sometimes can be painful because, you know, sometimes you have to banish it with Fate, and that is very irritating, and then you won't have Eternity to grab anything back, and you're just going to be pretty salty at that point. So then we have 2 Crescent. 3 Crescent is horrible. The card itself is terrible. I do not like the card one bit. I mean, maybe a little bit, but that's pushing it, because the card is just, you have to have no spellbooks in your grave, number 1. So you're going to either have to open this or open a blue boy, or, you know, have nothing in there because of Tower shuffling in and Fate banishing. And it just becomes dead sometimes. At 3, it's you always get it dead in your hand at least once. Otherwise, you know, you finish the game quickly and you don't have to see the card dead. But, yeah, just 2. 1 is not enough. As much as I hate it, you do have to play it. But normally, game 2, I side it out because I need to put more important things in. Then I have 2 Wisdom. The reason I chose 2 Wisdom instead of 1, like most people, because having 2 Wisdom is really good. Just being able to protect yourself from everything else, and especially with this trap-heavy format, it's very, very good to have at 2. 3, it would be kind of cloggy. You don't really need 3. I mean, you recycle through the deck pretty quickly and consistently. So, moving on from that, we have 2, the Grand Spellbook Tower. This is an amazing field spell. I cannot stress to you how much I love this field spell. Being able to plus every turn, and even under Reckless, just continue to draw. It just creates so much advantage, and sometimes your opponent just can't do anything to come back because you just established so much on your side of the board. Now for my one-ofs, I play 1 Power. I play 1 Power as to people playing 2. I haven't seen anybody play 3 yet, but I mean, I've seen some people play 2, and I can understand their logic behind it. If you play 2, then that's fine, but I chose the 1 because I don't always need power, but at the times that I do need power, I can easily get to it because I have everything else just to cycle through and add to my hand. That's all the deck does, so I mean, having it at a 1-of is not bad. Having it at 2 is not bad either. Other than that, we have 1 Fate, because Fate is at 1, and we can't play any more than 1 Fate, which makes me cry every time. But this card creates so much salt. Your opponent will get so pissed at you because of this 1 card in the deck. This is what makes the deck, essentially. Because banishing things without targeting, it just is so problematic. One life. One life's really all you need. It's your monster born from the deck. I feel like you don't need any more because of what I was talking about earlier for the 1 power. You just have so much recyclability that having it at 1 is not going to hurt you at all. So for my non-spell books, I play 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. This card is just like a must-have. It's Mystical Space Typhoon. There's really nothing you can say about this card. It's pretty typical. And then 1 Book of Moon, probably the best book in the deck. It is very, very good for multiple situations, offensively and defensively. That's my spell lineup. Let's get into my traps. So I played triple Reckless Greed. Reckless Greed is fantastic in this deck. Over Pot of Duality, Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin is trash in this deck. Don't play Upstart Goblin. If you're playing Crescent, it makes it even worse. It's very, very poor. So 3 Reckless Greed because they, it gets you so many cards, especially underneath tower. You just get to keep plussing. Even if you can't draw, you draw off your tower and everything. So there's really no need to worry about just activating the 1 while you have tower up is not even a problem. I know, like, if most decks wouldn't activate just 1 Reckless Greed at a time, but when you have tower up, it's an exception because you just continually plus. Now, this is kind of iffy for me right now. It's 2 Mirror Force. With the hands being a thing, I'm probably going to cut them either for Dimensional Prison or something completely different that isn't Battle Trap related. But, I mean, Mirror Force is Mirror Force, and it's good against all the other matchups. I have no reason to just fear hands. I have faith to take care of hands, so Mirror Force is a solid card, regardless. Other than that, I main 2 Mind Crush. Now, before people say that this belongs in the side or anything, this card is great. So great. For so many different reasons. I'm sure that you can think of them on your own. You don't need my help to make you realize why maining this card is really good right now. Well, always. I mean, it's not just right now. Any format, it would be good to just main Mind Crush. It is very, very versatile. Then for my 1-ofs, I play the 1 Solemn Warning because it's at 1. Torrential Tribute for the same reason, and Bottomless for the same reason. So that is the main deck, a whole 40 cards. There'd be no reason to play more than 40 cards in a Spellbook deck. So, moving on to my extra deck, there's really not much to show you guys, as when you play Spellbooks, you just don't need an extra. Well, I mean, you do, to like, an extent, I suppose. But, I play the Ophion. Ophion is great because, overlay 2 of your blue boys. No. But, of all seriousness, it's good to play mind games with your opponent. So I put the Ophion on top, and I let them think that I'm playing Evil Swarms for game 1 until they see, obviously, what I'm playing. It's just something fun to do, since you don't have to worry about extra deck space. So then we play Daigusto Phoenix. Phoenix is probably the only card I go into. So, yeah. Then you have Gotchi for your defensive, Herald of Pure Light, and the Shining Elf. Those are your rank 2s. Now, I would be playing Ghost Trick So Cute Boss because it's amazing when you have her, power her up, pop things. It's a very, very good card. I just don't have one right now. And then I play a Downward Magician because Downward Magician is fantastic going into your rank 2. So basically the main play with your extra deck, if you're ever going to go into it, is you're going to go Daigusto, detach, swing twice, and then overlay for the Downward. That is the usual setup that you're going to go for. Then for my 7s, I have a Hierophant of Prophecy. Now, I don't have a Big Eye, which I don't understand. I don't know why I don't have a Big Eye right now. I know that sounds stupid, but I don't understand it. Now, for the side deck, I'm not really going to show you this, because this is going to vary on your meta as to where you are. So my side deck is really to no relation to what yours should look like. So that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please click that like button, as it helps us a lot. And that'll be it for now, and be on the watch for another video shortly, because we just did pass over 600 subscribers. So that is great. Thank you guys for that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, because again, it helps us, and we put out great Yu-Gi-Oh content. So thanks again for watching, guys, and see you later.